Yeah, we ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped, sitting high up on the stone. With my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Yeah, we ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped, sitting high up on the stone. With my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Yeah, glowing up, but we still trapped. That's how a nigga survives. Flowing out, got the crowd packed. Yeah, that's how a nigga provides. Y'all insta this, y'all snap that, y'all diss this, and they snap back. Another mass shooting in the headlines. I'm like, damn, where that attack at? Cause y'all think this about race. They flaunt that shit in your face. It's like every day it's the same agenda. It's really not that hard to trace. Fuck it, we might as well face it. Accept it, whatever it's wrapped in. There'll come a day when they run out of grace. So me and my niggas stay trapping. Yeah, ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped, sitting high up on the stone. When my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Hey, somewhat be too who I wanted to be and then what I became. Ended up going my own way, but I couldn't stay in my lane. Now if I'm honest, I've taken a liking to wearing these chains. They hold me down, make it easier when I start feeling the pain. Out of the overflow, your heart, they say your mouth speaks. Well, my heart must be fucked up, cause I can't speak and I can't sleep. So I stay woke in this daydream. Got shit to do, got the world to see. Got the same crew, got some new fleets. There's an empire, fuck a boutique, that's real. I only say what I feel, got a new plate with the same meal. On a new hype with the same chill. Y'all too fake, I stay real. Got cast down from heaven, but I'm too good to stay in hell. I don't know where the story ends, but I keep writing like, oh well, oh well. Yeah, I keep writing like, oh well, oh well. Yeah, hey, I don't know where the story ends, but I keep writing like, oh well, oh well. Yeah, oh well. We ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped, sitting high up on the stone. When my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Yeah, we ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped, sitting high up on the stone. But my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Yeah.
The following program is rated TV MANOC. It contains a big pair of nuts directly on your chin. It is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
Stop eating so much. You don't need to eat all the time.
You have the right to remain fat.
Whoa! You gonna fuck on me? Nobody's gonna fuck on you! Oh! What the fuck was that?
Obesity is epidemic in the United States and a major cause of death.
What is fat activism?
I, a fat person, am sharing my own lived experience.
Pizza is a vegetable.
Your fat phobia is your problem.
It is not my place as a smaller-bodied white man to comment on it.
Radical body positivity.
What can men do against such reckless hate?
There's only one man who can help me.
This is for you new people. I only have one rule. Everyone fights, no one quits.
This day we fight!
Okay, full Normuth.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing. Testing, testicles. Welcome, everyone. to episode 24 hundo and 90 schwam of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular Swolecast, Beercast, Broadcast, Gaincast, Mancast, Pimpcast, Sleevescast, and Slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What's going on, beaches, booshes, busters, hustlers, and your hoes? It's your boy, Papa Swoleo, back with another episode. Today's episode of the Beescast is brought to you, is powered, is sponsored by Everson K2, flexing on all you
It's the fucking Catalina wine mixer. It's the fucking Catalina wine mixer.
All right, welcome to the show. Welcome to 2491. Make sure you hit that like button on YouTube's, hit the thumbs up, and drop in the comments down below. What are you smashing today? What did you smash? What doth thou smash? What are you going to smash? Drop that down below. We got a great show coming up right now. So without further ado, make sure you hit the like button, drop in the comments what you're smashing today. I want to know how many sick fucking gains you are going to make. Let's welcome James, Logan, Julian. How we doing? Stoyer me, Eric, Logan. Did I say that again? Chris, Brad, Lupe, Mika. What's going on? Youngster. How we doing? Cerny, Jeff. Everyone's here. Welcome. Come one, come all to the Daily Sleaze. Round of applause for the Swole fam making it here. Making it here on a Thursday. We are getting ready. We're gearing up to go super deep. Reminder, tomorrow we have our overtime segment after the live stream, so we will have some exclusive new drops, so make sure you are ready for that. It's going to be fucking awesome. Tomorrow's overtime, lit as always, but without further ado, we'll get into that tip and we'll talk about some of the other upcoming events going down. Fam, let's bust the nut open and let's get today's episode started, shall we? Yes, sir. Let's fucking go. Happy Thursday, beaches. Now, I know, some of you are unable to make it right now for the Mancast, and I'm sure it's probably because of your thyroid. It's probably your thyroid. I know. It's always the thyroid. So, fam, drop in the comments down below. Hashtag #ButMyThyroid for a chance to win today's Swole card. We'll give this amazing card, one of the world famous Swole fam cards, one of the Swole fam favorites. We'll give that away at the end of today's episode. Now, let's moisturize and get into that tip. Babe, just an inch. It's cold outside. All right, first things first, we have P3S6 dropping in just 9 días. I can't believe it's March 2nd already. On March 11th, 2023, we have P3S6, so stay tuned for that. 24 hours only. On the day of episode 2500, we will release P3S6, Papa Swoleo's signature series, numero 6. It's going to be awesome. You can bookmark the page, swolenormousx.com/signature. That's where you're going to be able to purchase. It's available for 24 hours, midnight to midnight, and it's only a few days away. Also, just going to scroll through this quickly today because we've been talking about last few days. Always like to give everyone an update. If you missed the accountability meeting on the latest merch, use code DailySwole for 10% off every day of the year. Over there at papaswole.com. We got the Toxic Green GTTFG. We also have some new USA, kind of that rocket pop USA design for summer. GTTFG and the Go the Fucking Gym. We have Ve al Puto Gimnasio. We have the VAPG hashtag. So we got a lot of cool designs. The stacked GTTFG fade logo. We got the meme spitting image, GTTFG, which is fucking great. So go and check out all those new drops over there at papaswole.com. Use code DailySwole for 10% off. It's just the best way to cover your nips. If you're going to make some gains and you're going to go to the gym and you're going to cover your nips with something, why not cover it with some Papa Swolio apparel? Why not cover it? Cover your nips with the best gear in the game. First post here from Brenda. I've been doing yoga almost every day for 13 and a half years. However, Papa Swolio has some mobility programs that showed me how I was very tight in some areas and unstable. And I am a pretty advanced yogi compared to most people. Well, always a white belt mentality. White belt mentality. Damn right. White belt mentality. You're always learning. Always learning. You never know everything. Always. Keep on pushing forward and experimenting, and you'll fill in those cracks in the foundation that you didn't even know were there. Good for you, Brenda. Glad to hear it. Post here from Joseph. Hey, Papa Swole. Just wanted to start off by saying those Instagram videos got me. Got to the point where I had to peek out my window because it felt like you were watching me. Working around my schedule to get some time in. Love all the workout videos. Helps a lot with posture and doing it right to minimize injuries. When it comes to nutrition, that's where I need the most help. What can you recommend me that's the most efficient but quick and easy? I have a daughter and a job where being tired isn't a good thing. I need Papa's help. Well, you need to do the elimination diet. There's nothing quick. I mean, there's some foods that are going to be quicker, easier for you to prepare, but it's really just you creating the habits of preparing the foods that work best for you. So there's nothing quick and easy. Quick is relative, or fast. It's all about efficiency and learning how to prepare and how to cook and prepare your foods. So easy, I would get that out of your brain. You're looking for something that doesn't take a lot of effort. And if you're trying to make positive changes in the best way, it's going to take effort. So just get those words out of your brain, because you're going to set yourself up for failure if you think it's going to be easy. So check out the Nutrition Jumpstart, the recipes, the kitchen section. You're a member now, so you have access to all of that content, and it lays it all out and takes you through step by step. You can drop some more specifics maybe as to what you're currently eating in the Facebook group or the Telegram chat or here on the discussion boards, and give a little more detail. Nothing's quick, nothing's easy. I'm not just gonna sit here and say, hey, eat these things. You need to do the elimination diet, and it's the process of determining what foods work best for your body. So those also in the recipe section, you have a lot of easy or quick to prepare or good like portable little meals and things like that. There's a lot of meal prep and food prep in the kitchen. So I would dig in. Welcome to the fam, Joseph. Welcome, welcome. Get those words out of your brain, everyone. Quick, easy. If you have something that's worth achieving, that you want, that you're trying to, it's not going to be, the quick is irrelevant. The easy is not going to happen. Anything that's actually worthwhile achieving is not going to be easy, which is one of the reasons why it's worthwhile achieving it, or why people would want, let's say, a certain thing. It's because it's not easy to achieve. It's something that you need to overcome. So just stop thinking that it's going to be easy and that you're going to join this. And I'm just going to be like, oh, hey, do this. That's not how this works, right? We have tons of tools. And of course, you've made it through a lot of the content, but it sounds like you have just barely touched the surface. And it's time for you to put in some fucking time and jump into that nutrition jumpstart in the kitchen section. But we got your back. Any other follow-ups, feel free to comment back and give us some more context. All right, let's see. We got one from Megan. Hey fam, I've lost 30 pounds since the end of October by using the elimination diet, yoga, and Swollen 7. And I'm thinking that I'm ready for the 90-day dash now. I don't count calories or macros, but I'm trying to build muscle. How many grams of protein a day would you recommend to start? I'm 5'4", 135, almost 32 years old, if that matters. Probably protein, probably 100, up to a gram per pound of body weight, but you're not going to really need that much. Everyone's a little bit different with how much you actually need. But if you're eating quality food and you've done the elimination diet and you're eating your grass-fed beef and eggs and those kinds of quality protein sources, you're going to be totally fine. You'll be getting sufficient amounts. But usually people aiming between like 0.8 to a gram per pound of body weight, depending on how heavy you're training and your type of training overload, et cetera, et cetera. So, yeah, sounds like you're doing good. And remember, if you want to focus more on building muscle, it's going to be the stimuli. It's going to be the type of stress you're putting your body under, the amount of reps, pushing yourself to failure, giving yourself ample recovery time and sleep and all those things. And then you can adjust things like eating more carbs is not going to be like, hey, I want to put on some more muscle. Let me stuff some more carbs into my face. You might just want to up the protein if you come across things of that nature. So I would jump right into the 90-day dash. Sounds like you're absolutely 100% ready for it. Sounds like you're doing awesome. Good for you. All right, we got 2 more posts. We'll kick this first one off from Stephanie. And Stephanie is absolutely a swole slut for merch. She just posted a little clip of her order summary. The Swole Muscles Matter Top and the Spitting GTT FG Racerback tank. So some gorillas for you. She said, hi, my name is Stephanie, and I have an addiction to Swolio merch. Much appreciated. Thank you so much for the support, and wear it proudly. I love it. Stephanie's picked up a ton of merch, so love it, Steph. Appreciate it. And post some pictures flexing. Post some pictures flexing in the merch. Covering your nips for the best merch in the game. All right, Micah, last post. Hello, Swole fam. I actually was a member back in 2018, but then ventured off onto my own path after a year after graduating from the fundamentals from the Swole in 90. Maybe you mean the 90-day dash, and started doing my own routines. COVID hit, and I fell into a state of just not working out for a while. We'll talk about that in a second. Speeding up to 2021, I was getting back into fitness and been on a steady routine since. I am rejoining to revisit the fundamentals as well as being a part of a community that can help me be accountable in the actions, in my actions. Again, thank you guys for welcoming me back with open arms. Welcome back to the fam, Micah. And just another heads up, it's like, hey, I got the fundamentals down. I'm going to start doing my own routines. A lot of people, when they join and they build these good habits, they might fade off, or they might leave the Swole fam, which is a travesty in itself. Why leave? Why are you leaving when if something is working for you? Trust me, the reason why the Swole fam is so powerful is because it covers those 7 pillars. When you leave the community, when you leave the Swole fam, you are ripping a plant out by the roots. It doesn't mean that you can't be successful. Of course, a lot of people are successful and they've never even heard of the Swole fam. But my point is, people take their foot off the gas when you really should be quadrupling down on it. This is a big lesson, and Micah's learning this the hard way. We're, of course, welcome back. We're super stoked to have you in the fam again. And of course, Swolenormous X launched. I think it was the end. It was like the end of 2017. It was the beginning. There was not much in it. It was really new. It was like the end of 2017. There was like the 90-day dash and a couple little things. But it was Swolenormous X was the beginning. So this is 5 years later, almost 6 years later. It's completely different. We've redone it like 2 times. It's just more and more and more. Obviously, you guys know this. So let's not fall off those fundamentals, but it's important to understand that the forces in the world are always there. Those negative forces that are encouraging you, pushing you, discouraging you, giving you options for excuses, not feeling like going to the gym, or not feeling like doing, what you should be doing, not feeling like doing the 7 pillars. Okay, that's always going to be there, right? The standard is not feeling like it. Once you realize you're not going to be motivated, you're not going to feel like training. You're not going to feel like getting up earlier and, preparing food. You're not going to feel like it. It doesn't matter if you feel like it. So once you take those factors out, when you remove yourself from your habits and from the tools that are helping you slaughter these demons that are inside your head, don't take your foot off the gas pedal. Like, that's not the time. Once you're crushing it, that's not the time. And this is why when COVID hit, you fell into a state of not working out. No shit. But in all honesty, that was already happening before COVID hit. That was just the straw that broke. I mean, a lot of people ramped it up and did even better. So Micah, I mean, let this be a lesson. This is not just to get back revisit the fundamentals. This is a lot more than revisit the fundamentals. This is to really, forge a new identity for yourself and really reinforce that. And again, right when you think, and this is always the case, right when you think you're on the home stretch, this always happens. Right when you think you're on the home stretch, right when you think you have everything figured out, right when you think, oh, I know everything, I can just maintain, you're going to fucking come crashing down. Shit's going to happen because you're not manning the fort. You're leaving your post. You're giving all those negative forces an excuse or an opportunity to break through and just flood the gates. It's just not wise. Again, that's the sinister manipulation. That's the sinister manipulation. You're always going to be like, oh, I have it. I have it under control. Oh, I got this. I got this. And then right when you think you got this, you can chill, you can coast, a small little thing is going to be an inconvenience in your life. And it's just going to lead to every excuse and you pulling back and like, oh, well, I'll just take a day off, or, oh, I got this going on. And then those bullshit excuses will flood back and then you'll turn into, 1 year off or 2 years off. That's manipulation. That's the mind fuckery. Right when you think you have it, you let your foot off the gas and that's when it all comes crashing down. So you're not there until you're there. And guess what? You're never there. So keep on pushing as if those demons are knocking on the door every fucking day. Because they are. All right, knowledge cock time. Let's fucking go. Welcome back, Micah. At the same time. And this is not to be like, told you so. But this is why I'm always talking about that. Like when you have your shit organized or when you have things going in the right direction, you don't leave that. You don't leave that. You don't give those tools up. You don't let your foot off the gas. All right. Hashtag butt my thyroid for a chance to win today's Swole card.
Matt Damon.
Come on, Micah would have stayed in the Swole fam, but his thyroid. All right, Micah, we love you. We love you. Just teasing. Welcome back to the Swole fam. Some tough love and some knowledge cock. First day back. Love it. Love it. Welcome back to the Swole fam. I love it. Anyone else that's listening that might have left the Swole fam, just to clarify, again, as always, and not that sure that I really needed to clarify this, but some people might have left and be like, oh, I'm embarrassed to return. Don't be embarrassed. Don't be embarrassed. We all make mistakes. Right? No one's perfect. No, but sometimes financial things come up or whatever, some horrible thing happens or just sometimes just shit happens and you realize you fucked up and you want to join again. Don't feel like, oh, we're looking at you. I know that name. That person was a member before. Oh my God, we're going to roast him. You're welcome back. You're welcome back. Especially if you're ready to put in the fucking work. So if you're in a different mindset, and sometimes people join, and like we always talk about, you can join and not do anything. You can join, sign up, and then, I don't know, never pull up, never join the groups, never introduce yourself. You can literally join and not do anything. And some people do. We don't know who they are because they never show up to the podcast. They don't show up to the accountability meetings. They don't show up to overtime. They don't show up to the roundtables. They join and then don't do anything. And a lot of people want to feel like they're doing something. That's the reason why they'll join. That's the reason why they'll join a gym. They'll join a Planet Fitness. I'm not sitting here to knock Planet Fitness. It's an inexpensive gym, and for a lot of people, it's what they have access to. It's totally fine. But a lot of people join the gym because they feel like, oh, I did something. It's like changing your hashtag without changing your habits. Oh, I joined the gym. Well, cool. I remember my first beer. Oh, you went in the gym doors. Oh, cool. Good for you. You walked into the gym. Then what? Oh, tell me more about how you went to the gym. Cool. What'd you do in the gym? So you can join and not do a damn thing. It doesn't work unless you do. It doesn't work unless you're ready to work. So the Swole fam, Swolenormous X, top notch, top shelf, but you have to do the work. So we're not sitting here to hold your hand. We're going to answer questions. We're going to support you, but you have to support yourself. So some people join and they're not really ready. They don't realize that those negative forces, their community or their environment or their friend circle, the people that are around them, that negativity that's still latent in their brain, And that negative the negative self-talk, they want to feel like they're doing something. So they sign up. Oh, cool. I sign up for Swole Enormous X. Okay. Which is great. But then they don't do anything with it. So people want that easy path. And by buying a program or joining the Swole fam or whatever it is, or showing up to a podcast, which is great, it's not doing the work for you. It might light the fire. It might give you the tools, like Swole Enormous X does, give you the tools to actually apply this and apply the 7 pillars and make those positive changes. But signing up is just one step. And I think a lot of people, when they buy any kind of program or they have a gym membership or they sign up for Swole Enormous X, it gives them this feeling like, oh, I did something. Yeah, you did that. You signed up for a gym membership, or you used PayPal and you hit a couple buttons and you joined the fam. It's like super easy. But that's not the work. That's not the investment. That's not the effort. You're not really ready. You're not putting in the work. You didn't do anything yet. But a lot of people psychologically, it's like, oh, that little release. Okay, I did something. All right, you know what? I'm going to do it. But that's not really doing it, is my point. So anyway, just keep that in mind. I always say go to the fucking gym. Cool. Getting a gym membership, sure, that's the first step. Don't get me wrong. If you're going, of course you could train at home, but you get my point. If you're going to the gym, you can't just walk in like, oh, excuse me, sir, do you have a membership? Oh, no, so you sign up. Okay. That's still a first step. Okay, cool. You did something. You signed up for a gym membership. But that doesn't do the push-ups. That doesn't do the pull-ups or the rows or the treadmill. Like, that doesn't do any of the work, right? Okay. So just some thoughts there. Remember, in other words, don't kid yourself. Don't lie to yourself and don't bullshit yourself thinking that you bought a gym membership and the results are going to, the clouds are going to part and the angels are going to come down and jerk you off and your muscles are just going to swell every time you ejaculate. That got out of hand quickly. So, because you were in the knowledge cock portion, so it's to be expected. Welcome to the show. If you're new here, welcome. Hit that thumbs up button, fam. Where my live stream peeps at? Hit that thumbs up. Remember, leave us a 5-star review on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, if you enjoy the show, which I think you do. And of course, those posts that we just went through. Someone asked earlier. I forget. I don't see the comment right now. Where are these posts from? All those posts that we do in the just the tip portion are from the Swole Fam Telegram chat, the discussion boards on Swole Enormous X, the Discord, and the Facebook groups. These are all private groups that you get access to when you join the fam. Okay. Old youngster, love you, bro. Hashtag butt my thyroid. I'm rejoining again. Miss your site. Miss you too. Thank you so much. Appreciate the support. Eric, COVID pushed me. I wanted to come out the other end of it better, not having to start back like most did. Hashtag butt my thyroid. Jeff says, COVID caused me to set up a home gym. Yeah, me too. I got into home gym stuff because of the couple of weeks where the gym was closed at the beginning in Florida, and they opened back up, but I had already committed to buying all the stuff. I'm like, you know what, fuck it. I'm going to go all in. And then I kind of got into it, like, collecting a piece of equipment and what else can I get? And it just became so much more convenient to train at home. And I love that. I was trained in gyms up to that point, actual commercial gyms. But then I made my own, and that's even better. But of course, when it came to COVID, I shouldn't say COVID, when it came to the lockdowns and restrictions, is that most people no one knew how long that shit was going to fucking last. So remember 2 weeks to slow the spread? Jesus Christ. Remember all those sayings? What's funny, before we get I don't want to get too much into the weeds here, but it's crazy now that you have so many mainstream, we'll call them personalities, they're certainly not journalists, that are pretending like they didn't say what they didn't say all this manipulative, authoritarian, fucking spewing bullshit fucking lies for the past 2 years. They're all pretending like, well, no one knew. It was just the politics are getting out of control. And get the fuck out of here. We have the video proof. Those that have a couple brain cells to rub together, we remember. We remember what you said. You fucking puppets. Okay, let's move on.
Emotional.
Let's move on before I go on a rant, and then it's like 9 hours later, and we're not even balls deep yet. Because I can stretch it out. All right, this is a pleasurable show. We'll go deep. All right, Brenda, life changes. Papa Swole has a thick skin. I got some thick skin. You get to choose which of Papa's tools you use. Your choice, your results. Yeah, choose your tool, fam.
Because stickers?
That's Mama Swole's tool. So back the fuck off. Back off.
I don't believe you people.
Back off.
What do you mean, you people?
Back the fuck off. Okay, Freddie Craven. Papa Swole, beef tallow is hard to get in my area. I buy it when I do find it, but is grass-fed butter a good alternative since my local stores have grass-fed butter? It is a good alternative. You could also use grass-fed ghee, and you can even order that stuff online because ghee comes in like a glass container oftentimes. So also tallow, depends on what you're cooking. You don't necessarily, or you can save tallow from when you're cooking other foods. Like when you're cooking beef, you'll get a lot of tallow residue. Or if, I don't know if you're, depends on where you're getting beef suet, you can actually render tallow from that. But you can also buy tallow online. You can buy tallow on Amazon. You can order it online. Like it'll come like in a glass jar from some companies. So check that out too. And if you're using grass-fed butter and stuff, you don't need a lot of tallow. So for people that think you need tons and tons, you don't need a ton of tallow to cook, right? Just a little bit for the pan because it's a high temperature and it's much better for you. Let's see. Jamie, does anyone know what package do I need to access all of Brain Gains? Oh, just the unlimited memberships. We're only doing unlimited memberships. So we used to have different tiered memberships. If you have a different tier membership from that was grandfathered, hold on to that because if you get rid of it, they will not be reinstated. So check that out. Do you currently have it? You can send us an email, Jamie, to support@swolenormous.com if you have any questions specifically about your membership or what's available. But if you go to swolenormousx.com/memberships, it'll break it all down. So one membership to rule them all. Oh, there you go. Chris, any cigar recommendations? I enjoy Perdomos, Tabac's coffee flavors. Oh, the Tabac ones. I have Tabac ones. I have some. Those are great. And Tatiana's for some infusions. Yeah, I'm not a fan of like super heavy. I'm also not a fan necessarily of like cigars that are going to like take like 9 hours. It's just like, I got shit to do. But I love reading a book or listening to a podcast or, you know, out on the porch with Rufus and stuff like that. So, one that I do like, you know, some people, you know, Connecticut wrappers, a lot of times is very light or there's no flavor. It's just like a very entry level cigar, but, was it Insidious by Asylum? That's a really nice brand. I like those a lot too. Those are nice. And there's a lot of other ones I have. Let's see. I also like Cameroon. I forget I'm so bad with names. I think it's Aladino. It's Cameroon. It's really nice. And the nubs are nice too. Nubs, the ones by Oliva. Those Connecticut ones. I do like Connecticut wrapper, especially if they're flavorful, but sometimes they're just like flat or meh, but they're lighter. Sometimes those full-bodied cigars, it's like a heavy alcohol or something like that. You know, it's like, oh my God, it's just really rich and you can't, you know, you do something like that on an empty stomach and you'll just, it'll take you out. You'll just want to take a nap. But it depends, right? It depends. And anyone that is a aficionado, you know, it's just because it's a Maduro or Habano, like it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be more heavy. Like it depends on many factors, but so there are certain ones I will prefer, but I forget the actual names. But those are a couple good ones. The Aladino and the Insidious Asylum. Very nice. If you like the Tabac ones, you'll like the Insidious Asylum. Grizzly, Papa Swole, will you give Howard a vacation for the amount of abuse you put him through? Also, do you have a replacement for him when you eventually kill him? I do. There is like Howard has some cousins, but also Marty Moose is over here. I mean, no one really gave, like I was saying, don't make me Moose. A lot of you didn't really, you haven't given him his due. You haven't given Marty Moose his due. So I do have my disappointments on that vein. It usually isn't as severe that needs to, these posts will make me bring out Howard. They don't necessarily make me Moose, but it's possible. If it's bad enough, If it's bad enough, it's quite possible. Tyler, Papa Swole, did you expect that video to get 80 million views? What the fuck? How? I don't expect any video to get any views. And that's the benefit. That's what you have to do with social media. You can't expect anything to get anything. You know, there are certain ones like I'll post and I'll have high hopes and like, oh, I think this is going to do really well. Sometimes I'm very confident. Like sometimes I'll have a very high confidence of when I post a video, like, oh, this is going to crush. Like when I did the language ones, when I was doing like the Ve al puto gimnasio or, go to sleep or Italian, I had hopes for it. I had a little higher hopes for the Hindi and for the Japanese ones, but could still crack through. But I think TikTok is banned in India and many places. And, it is what it is, very niche. But it did really well on Instagram, not as much on TikTok. So the Hindi one crushed on Instagram, but didn't really do much on TikTok, which could be the reason for that. But in terms of 80 million views, actually, that's not the most viewed video I've ever had. The most viewed one I had was on Instagram, which was like 125 million views, which is insane. It's like a fifth of everyone that uses Instagram. The problem was that video was crushing. And then when the accounts when I lost the account, the Facebook page, when I lost the Instagram page for a while, I remember back like in October through December, it was like 2 months where I didn't have the pages. It killed like the reach. I was epic reach on those videos. And that was when I was doing those stitches where that girl like bit off, that Asian woman like bit off that sea urchin dick looking thing. And like my eye was twitching. That one, that was on Instagram. So that was the most videos. That was the most views I've gotten. And there was a couple, I think, that were more than 80 over there, which is insane. But the 80 million on TikTok, that was the most that I've gotten on TikTok. I think I've had other ones that were like 20 or 25. But that's my highest on TikTok, which is a lot. And did I expect it? No. You can't expect things to do well. You can try and have high hopes, but it's usually a pleasant surprise. Like, oh shit, that one, no, I didn't expect that to be, because that was run of the mill, like spitting, go to the fucking gym. It wasn't anything out of the ordinary. It wasn't like, okay, I'm doing something different. Like, whoa, it blew up. It was just hit the right thing at the right time and got the right shares and got the right reach, and that's just it. Jack, thank you for the lat workout advice for swimming. They helped. Excellent. You're welcome. Carson Wheat. Pampasolio, what things can you buy before you go full squat rack? I have dumbbells, a bench, and bands. I'd be curious to know the evolution of your home gym. I mean, there's a lot, especially when we're in the apartment. When I came here, I have them outside now. I kind of feel bad because they were like pretty much brand new. I got them on offer up, but man, they were like brand new. It was like the Rogue S4 squat stands. You get squat stands, a couple $100. So you don't have to get a full squat rack. I do in some cases because of my space. I miss the squat stands because the squat stands gave me a lot more space. But now and I'm not complaining because I chose it and I'm fortunate to have it. And I'm grateful to have the equipment and the setup that I have. It's fantastic. It's more than I need. But it takes up a lot more space on the inside. So the squat rack or the squat stands took up a lot less space. But then this one, because I have this Rogue half rack with like the legs and stuff, it has a lot of places to put the plates. It has a couple shelves and it has these trolley arms coming off it for cable. So it's awesome. But of course, in my space on the inside, because I train inside and outside. So inside there's limited space. I don't do a lot of training unless it's in the rack. And a certain piece of equipment. So I don't have a lot of like free flowing space, and we have lower ceilings. So it's not ideal for an indoor gym from that aspect in terms of getting like a high rack or having things that are like tall. So if you're thinking about getting a full squat rack, like there's good things about it, but you can get squat stands and they actually have pulley machines that you can put on squat stands that like slide up and down the arm of the squat stand. But of course that's going to be maybe out of your price range if price is a limitation for why you won't get a full squat rack. But squat stands are a great way to get the ability to load a bar on your back or do a front squat or get something loaded up there. Plus, if you have squat stands, depending on how high they go, you can put weights. Let's say, for example, you have squat stands. You could put the bar at the top at the highest place, put some weights on it so it's anchored, and put like a cable pulley machine on the bar. So you can have like set up like that to do like tricep push downs and stuff like that. If you have limited space. So you can be very creative. So the squat stands were cool because they took up less space and I had the Rogue S4, I think it was called. And they're great. They're outside. They're just, under the awning collecting sun and rain. But I don't know. I just, it's the kind of thing where I have the equipment. I'm not good with selling fitness equipment. I'm not good with that. I like having it. It's like, oh, I have squat stands. Like I have a half rack outside that I was using that you've seen outside. And I have all those other machines I put out there with tarps on them. I have the squat rack inside and I have those squat stands, but I could sell the squat stands. But for some reason, it's like, yeah, I have them. There could be another application for them. I don't know. It's an awesome piece of equipment. And, but if you have equipment, you're looking to upgrade and the financial, like, your financials, like you need to sell, that's a great way to do it. You buy what you can now and then you flip it and you sell it and then you upgrade. So if you buy, well, let's say you want, I think the Rogue S4 squat stands are $400. You can get them on used, people sell them and stuff like that, whatever. But let's say like I got these for $200, which is ridiculous. They're like brand new. So I got them literally a third of the price. Some of the deals I've gotten on my equipment is just ridiculous. Like I just couldn't pass it up. But then you have that and then you sell it for 300. Maybe you make $100 on it, or you sell it for 400, you sell it for 200, but you saved up another $200. Now you have 400 or 500 and then you can get like a simple squat rack. Then you save up a couple $100 more. Then you sell that for 400 or 500. Then you buy a bigger one or a better one for 800. And then, so you can ladder it like that and still, and the most important thing when I talk about home gyms is start small, start simple, start using your space first. Some people go into a space and they like, oh, I'm going to put this here, put this here. Start training with kettlebells and some free weight stuff in that space. Start very simple because trust me, you don't know how you're going to use it until you start using it. And if you're like, oh, I could put a squat rack here and I could put this here because you saw something on like one of like those garage gym channels, and then you set it up and then you're like, oh, well, I wish I had more space because I do things like this. I put the mirror over here so I'm more facing here and then I hit the rack. And most people that have home gyms will tell you, like, start training in that space with free weights the best that you can until you're like, oh, it would be great if I had that here because that would really make it better. And then when you're making that purchase, you're putting that in the right spot and it's going to be a great thing for you. All right, scrolling. Thank you, Giovanni. Brain gains are fire. Thank you. Fucking brain gains for the win, fam. All right, Freddie, Pyrex containers, are they a good investment? Sure. Pyrex is like that glass container with like a plastic top. They're great. I mean, anything with glass is great. Of course, the Pyrex is great in some ways because you have like the snap tops. So if you flip the container upside down, it's not going to come out. Like I said, they're all over Amazon. You can buy glass containers and they have some like bamboo top to it. But of course, if it falls or if it tips upside down, it can come off. But if you're just putting stuff in the fridge, that's what I use because they're cheaper than Pyrex. Pyrex is more expensive, but they're definitely great. I think Pyrex, you can cook. You can do all sorts of stuff, baking in them. Other glass, it's not really recommended, but Pyrex is big and old school for cooking. So it depends. It depends on what you're looking to purchase. But if you're looking to cook and stuff like that or heat things up or put it in the oven and heat it up in the dish, yeah, Pyrex is great. All right. Saiyan Zero, sorry I'm late. You should be sorry. Come on. Thanks for showing up late. You're tardy. The door is closed. Wouldn't it be great if it was after a certain time you couldn't join the podcast? Like, nope, you're late. You're late to class. Sorry I'm late. The vitamin complex, magnesium, calcium, and zinc. Is it true that one or two of those prevent the third from being absorbed? Better to buy them individually. Yeah, maybe. Vitamin complex, magnesium. I don't know what you purchased, but I forget the details because I don't take a calcium supplement and I don't take zinc. Like if you eat beef liver, you're getting that. I drink kefir. I'm getting calcium. I eat bone marrow. Like I'm getting my calcium. I'm getting it just fine. So, but there are situations like, I think it's like copper and zinc. Like you need a little bit of copper. There's always like certain minerals that you don't want to take out of a certain ratio. I think copper and zinc is one of those. You can Google that. But yeah, there are definitely interactions where you want certain ratios or you need a certain amount of another thing to help the absorption. Otherwise, you can get too much of one or you want to absorb it as well. Let's see. Terry, what happened to the coping duck you screamed into? Terry, where you been, bro? Where have you been? Where have you been? Come on.
Crucifixion is good. Out of the door, line on the left, one crossing.
Where you been, Terry? Where you been? Where you been? Come on, bud. Come on. Come on. Grizzly, TikTok is banned in India, which made me laugh because so many shitfluencers are on there or wannabe Bollywood actors. Well, that's what I thought. So when I posted it, I'm like, I might not get a lot of reach, but there's so many people like that speak Hindi around the world, and also people use VPNs and stuff like that. So I wanted to test it. It did the average for my videos, but on Instagram, it did serious. Julian Papa, India is having some serious issues with TikTok. Yeah, I knew that. I was just curious. Plus, I mean, like I said, there's a lot of people that speak Hindi all around the world, but I was wondering how many people use VPNs because I see people in India or maybe in a neighboring country that use it. But on Instagram, blew up. So it was just a test. And you don't know unless you post. Old youngster, Papa Swole, what's your opinion on Smith machines? I'm starting to incorporate them because it's the only option at Planet Fitness. I travel for work and book my hotels to the closest Planet Fitness. Smith machines are a tool. If you use them properly, they're beneficial. Some Smith machines are better than others. Some suck. Some are great. But it really comes down to how you use the tool, right? If you take a wrench to hammer nails with, it's like that's not what the wrench is for. So a lot of people use pieces of equipment in the gym and they use it improperly. So do machines suck? Some machines do. But machines, when people say free weights are better than machines, that's a bullshit statement. I mean, in general, I think people should be masterful with free weights. I don't think people should, this free weight exercise is challenging for me, I'm going to do machines, it's easier. That's not why you should use machines. You're like, I have trouble squatting, so I use this machine. You need to fix the problems with why you have trouble squatting, because that's going to translate over into you having problems with your body, period. Machines are not. So people that, it's easier to set up, or they just move a pin and they just move the stuff. So a lot of people treat them or treat machines as if it's easier because they're easier to set up or they don't have to balance it as much. But if you're using machines properly, you can get a disgusting workout. So and I actually think machines are to be honest, I think machines in many ways are for more advanced people. Like if you're a more advanced trainer, you'll get a lot out of machines if you use them properly. So it's like a tool like anything else. Smith machine isn't bad. It's just most people don't know how to use free weights or machines or Smith machines or anything. Logan, at what age should my son start weight training? Thanks. I mean, technically, if they're doing yoga with you at 3 or 4, it's weight training. It's just body weight resistance. They're pushing up, they're squatting, they're moving. Give them little plastic weights. Get them little plastic CrossFit weights, like with a barbell, so they can lift like daddy. Give them little pink weights to move around. So it depends on what you mean by weight training. Do you mean like pushing to failure, like really going heavy? You could teach your children form really young. Just don't give them a lot of overload. You're not like pushing them to failure, putting a weight belt on, like push, 2 more. Come on, you can do it, 2 more. And the kid's like, no, daddy, I won't. Like, to failure, push, you fucking pussy, or you don't get dinner. There's a big difference, right? Big difference in the type of training. So your kid can be lifting. Also, I'm seeing responses to the squat racks and stuff. Also, what I was originally going to do with my home gym, and like I said, it's on the side of our kitchen, that I used there are 2 areas of the wall that's concrete, but it wasn't wide enough or ideal enough for having a squat rack. So what I was going to do, if you have a home gym, you can get those folding squat racks. Those are great. That was actually what I was going to do, but the wall didn't have any studs. So the wall that I was going to put the squat rack on was a build out at some point at this house, like decades ago. And there's no studs in it. It's just like I don't know what the fuck it is. It's just a wall that's like hollow. So I thought I was going to, and then when we realized there was nothing there that can anchor something. For those of you that have seen my home gym, I have a wall with all the bars horizontal on it. and I have another area of concrete with all the maces hanging sideways, and I have tons of wooden clubs that are on the ground. But there was no other area to put a squat rack because where the bars were, the bars, fit there on the wall, but there's a doorway too. But for a squat rack, the bar would hit the wall. It's perfect for having bars on the wall, but having a squat rack to use it for lifting, it'd be too tight. So I got a standalone rack, and from where the rack was, I didn't want to get a big long rack where I had to be inside the rack. I don't like lifting in a rack. I don't know if any of you have the same thing. Like inside a rack, if I have a lot of space, I don't mind. But if I had a lot of space, I would have probably a half rack and a full rack, for different applications. But I didn't want to always be inside a rack. So I got a half rack that was as stable as a full rack. Because I like things to be open in case I want to do different movements. I don't want to be like confined. Plus, if it was a full rack, it would have taken up more space and would have segmented the area a little bit more. But leaving it a little bit more open visually is a little bit more appealing. Howl Hailstorm, but my thyroid is the reason I originally tried an elimination diet. Ooh, it's thyroid. But I was getting spontaneous hypothermia and no doctor to help due to the coof. Oh, the COVID or something. Now I'm able to hit the gym. Well, good. I mean, was that a negative thing or like your thumbs up for the elimination? So you were getting spontaneous hypothermia and then you tried the elimination diet and you're doing good? You just said, now I'm able to hit the gym. So good. Excellent. Awesome. Sounds like, so it's a good thing. So you're doing well. I thought that was a comment saying like, I'm struggling. Sounds like you're doing good. Awesome. Okay, scroll. We just went. I feel bad because listen to the whole fucking knowledge cock portion. We got some questions. I didn't even take the calls yet. Let's do one more. You guys are really saving us. We haven't done Instagram questions in like a week. Fam, you guys have been crushing. It's good. I like to save them for when we have to. All right, Sayan, last one, we'll take some calls. What PEDs should I try? JK. Har, 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 har. I hit the button.
Matt Damon.
Hey, if you want, it's up to you. Just do it safely, right? JK, can you not squat with dumbbells? No, you can. I have a gym, but just asking. I live in an upstairs apartment. I don't trust the floor to support that weight on a rack. Okay, well, I mean, floors have to be rated for well more than I guess it depends, right? Your build out, right? So you can do squats with dumbbells. I never liked it. I hate squatting with dumbbells. It sucks. But if you have dumbbells, just do Bulgarian split squats. You're better off doing that. Or goblet squats, but a lot of times you're not going to be able to go heavy. But if you have one dumbbell, 50 pounds, 60 pounds, 70 pounds, you could do Bulgarian split squats. Like, no problem. Even with lighter weight, you don't have to have that weight, but to overload, yeah. So you can squat with dumbbells. It's just an awkward position to hold because usually you have to like hold them out to the side a little bit. So it's working the shoulders a lot and the range of motion's more limited. I've never been a fan of, unless you're doing like a goblet squat, but definitely not a fan of, I never do dumbbell squats personally. All right, let's take a call. Shit, we ran long. We got to move. Diego Mazariegos. I have a feeling I'm going to get a Veil Puto Gimnasios in one of these calls.
Why do I have to go to the fucking gym?
Told you. Because of calls like that, go to the fucking gym.
Matt Damon.
Why do I have to go to fucking gym? Because I said so. Jabroni. Another call. Dylan, you're on the line. What's wrong with you fucking Spaniards?
Hey there, Papa Swole. Drop D here. First and foremost, thank you for all the shit that you do and keeping everybody motivated. You do an amazing work, man. But my question is, and don't laugh at me if I'm like maybe asking the wrong question, but
I will.
What would be the best like supplements for muscle growth? I hear like creatine's good, protein powder's good, this, that, the other, but there's always like various things. What are like some of the best supplements that work the best for you? Obviously everybody's different, but just maybe if you have some insights, maybe something a little outside of the box, maybe to help, because it seems like even though I'm putting in a tremendous amount of work, I'm not gaining Or maybe I'm just not patient enough. Thanks, man. And did you go to the fucking gym?
Yes. The last part first. Yes, you're not being patient enough. The supplements for gaining muscle, creatine's fine. You eat more steak too, but creatine's fine. I'm more concerned about what Dylan's eating and how he's training. Magnesium, I would say vitamin D in the winter, magnesium glycinate. That's my preferred kind of magnesium, and creatine. Those are great supplements, like hands down. So if you're not getting electrolytes, especially magnesium, steak, right? I'm more concerned when you start talking about when you start talking about supplements. What are good supplements to help me build muscle? It's like my brain just goes. Let's not even start there. What are you eating? How are you training? Like all the other things, okay? Notice that the 7 pillars, there's no supplement pillar. There's no supplement pillar. So you have to understand what is actually going to help you build the muscle. It's going to be the stimulus. Okay, what stimulus are you providing? So you can be eating great, but if you're not providing a proper stimulus, your body has no desire, no need. It's not forced to adapt to build muscle. You need the proper nutrition, the proper sleep. So after all of those, then you're going to see if you're nailing all that, you're crushing your sleep, you're training properly, you're eating really well. When I say really well, like you've done elimination diet, you've narrowed this down, you're getting in sufficient protein, all that stuff, then you will definitely see even more benefits from supplementing with things like, creatine, but potentially. I would say something like magnesium. Most people have a magnesium deficiency. So every single person listening to this podcast, I would recommend you're not going to OD by taking a magnesium glycinate supplement, especially if you have restless leg syndrome, you have chronic fatigue, more likely sleep and overconsumption of caffeine and sugar and stuff like that. But restless leg syndrome, your eye twitches, muscle cramps, fatigue, excessive soreness, like magnesium supplementation is a big one. That's a big one. Lady Hawk, I never thought I'd go from vegan to ribeye junkie in less than a year. # but my thyroid. Lady Hawk, how you feeling? Isn't that fucking amazing? That's so awesome. That's so awesome. That's so awesome. I'm so proud of you. And I'm not just proud of you because that's what I do, because I'm always giving shout outs to anyone that's improving their health, but I love it. I love the fact that you must feel so good. You must feel so good, which is the only reason why you'd keep on navigating that direction. Mandy Lee, I get restless legs at night sometimes, and it's the worst. Gotta try that. You can also get a magnesium oil spray, which is good. I think it's like 7 naturals or 7 minerals or ancient 7 or something like that. It's on Amazon, but I would get magnesium glycinate. It might just completely eradicate it. So most of the stuff, if you have an eye twitch, that's like textbook magnesium deficiency. If your eye twitches, does anyone have like eye twitches? You're just kind of, that's like magnesium. Your body's like, magnesium, please. Magnesium it helps me sleep like a fucking brick. Elizabeth, I cut down coffee and upped my magnesium. Anyone else? Let's do magnesium stories. Magnesium stories. Drop in the comments. I cut down coffee and upped my magnesium before bed, along with rolling out my legs, thanks to the Swole fam advice, and my leg cramps have gone away. Fuck yeah. Lady Hawk, about going from vegan to ribeye connoisseur. I definitely feel stronger and I'm losing weight. My clothes are falling off me and eating fatty steaks. What the hell? Isn't it crazy how antithetical that is to like everything you've been taught your entire life? Right. And this is why it's so frustrating when people are in denial, because and Lady Hawk, are you weighing your steaks before you eat them? Lady Hawk, are you weighing your steaks like, oh, I'm trying to manage my calories? I bet you're just stuffing steak into your face until you're full, right? Just drop in the comments. I have a suspicion that you're just stuffing your face with steak and then like, oh, I'm full. Like you will eat to full satisfaction and you're not going to get fat, especially if you're training, you're not eating garbage. Like if you're not sucking down tons of sugar, you're not doing vegetable oils, you're getting good sleep. You can stuff your face with meat and eggs and you're not going to get fat. But it's still calories. Just don't eat. You manage your calories. Shut the fuck up. You're missing the point. if you're eating quality foods, you're not going to have to micromanage your calories. You don't have to sit there with a fucking calculator. I promise you. It sounds like so mind-blowing, but I promise you. Most of you here, you understand what I'm saying. I promise you, you're not going to overeat. Try it. You're not going to. And anyone that says that they still will overeat, you're probably seasoning it in a certain way that's fucking up your taste buds, right? You're adding different combinations of toppings, or what you're cooking it in is affecting your satiety mechanism, so you're still overeating. If you're just cooking like your steak in like tallow, butter, and just salt, you just get full. I'm like, you're done. You just get full. And you're not eating carbs and like white rice and stuff next to it and all this stuff. No. Steak. A plate of fucking steak. You're just going to get full. Hey, there you go. That's my point. Lady Hawk says, I do weigh them out of curiosity, but I can never finish one without getting full. Right, but you actually get full. Like, how many people actually get full when they eat? Not a lot of people, or they don't get full until they overeat so tremendously. And when I say get full, when you're eating steak, you get full, but your stomach isn't. If you're just get like a plate of just like meat, you're just gonna get like, you get satisfied. Your stomach is full, but you don't get that. Your stomach's not out to here. If you put all this other garbage on top of it, and you're stuffing tons of carbohydrates, and you'll get that that swelling. With steak, you just get full, but you don't get that like stomach distension. Shocker, you're not bloated and inflamed. Julian, the magnesium helped a lot with the cramps and restless legs. Funny enough, I didn't realize the eye twitching was from low magnesium. Jeff, magnesium is needed for the absorption of other minerals, so the benefits are compounded. Magnesium is needed for like, look at what magnesium is used for in the body. It's used for like, I don't know if it's hundreds, but it's like, it's a ton. It's neurological. It's so many functions. So, okay, last call. I know we're going long, but we'll speed it up a little bit. Nicholas, you're on the sleaze.
Professor, I have a question. Okay, so this is a good one. How many languages do you actually know, and how many would you like to learn, and why? Sure, audio, but you know, I love it, man. You're the best, man. You
I
wake me
appreciate
up. It's like, go to the gimnasio. Ve al puto gimnasio. I love the shirts too.
I told you.
And you're the best, man. Thank you.
Thanks, bro. I appreciate it. I thought Elmo called in, right? How many languages do I actually speak? You know what? I'm just going to leave that up to people's imagination. No, I don't speak like tons of languages fluently. How many languages do I like to learn? Like, I don't know. I don't know if I really want to. I might go deeper. I haven't used Duolingo in a while. I didn't keep up with it. I was going to teach myself German at one point, but I know Spanish. I know Spanish very well. I don't subject myself to constant Spanish, but there was a time where I was pretty fluent. Like, I would understand everything just in conversation. My brain would just automatically, I would just process everything. So I got to that point. I studied Spanish all throughout school, and living in Florida, you know, pretty much South America. So, but in terms of other languages, I mean, how many do I like to learn? I'm going to know how to say, go to the fucking gym in as many languages as I possibly can. So there's that. There's that. All right, let's go balls deep, Isha. Good question. Thank you.
That's deep.
All right. All right. All right. Let's see. Saying at the buzzer, a knob of tallow, half a spoon of grass-fed butter, garlic, pink salt, and crushed magnesium mixed together upon a steak sound good. I would never put magnesium on a steak. Gross. Magnesium tastes like shit. That's why most of magnesium supplements are capsulated, because magnesium tastes like fish anus. It's disgusting. I'd like to know how much. I don't want pills. I don't want, you know, stabilizers, stearates, or anything in it. But magnesium tastes like dog shit. I would never put that in a steak. I don't use garlic. I just use salt. So I'm not going to get into like how I cook the steak now, but I sear on both sides with tallow, and then I simmer, and I put it back on, simmer in grass-fed butter. But we can talk about that another time. But yeah, I mean, that's better. That's a good approach. Save for the magnesium. Don't put magnesium on your fucking steak. Grizzly, Papa's main language is the fucking truth. God damn. Let's go. Let's go.
We choose truth over facts.
Shut up, Joe. All right. If you want to call in for the show, reminder, askpapaswolio.com. Call in, leave a message, and we'll get to an upcoming episode. A lot of people, might have questions and things like that don't get answered, or they aren't able to make it, or they wake up, like I always say, you wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning with a cold sweat. Oh my God, I need to ask Papa Swole about intermittent fasting. Call in, askpapaswolio.com. Don't ask me about intermittent fasting. Okay. Here we go. Daily Swole, overtime, tomorrow, exclusively in Swole TV for members. Join us, SwoleNormusX.com. Overtime after FEF, after the Fuckum Friday cast, after tomorrow's episode in the morning, we will have overtime. Fam, right now, hit that share button. Everyone, hit that share button. And we are going to go super balls deep. Let's fucking go. Share the stream. Let's get 1 billion people in here. How many people can we get in here? Everyone hit that like button. Like police. How many hit the thumbs up? If you're listening on YouTube, a lot of times people say, oh, I like it when you remind me. I like it when you remind me. I'm reminding you. Hit the thumbs up. It helps tremendously. And share the stream. Anyone else that needs knowledge cock, come on, share. We're going to make fun of some lunatics. Or they're going to make fun of themselves. We don't really make fun of people. They just do it themselves. Okay. Here we go. Yikes. Stripes. Fruit stripe gum. That's a long fucking video. Holy shit. Oh, I don't really want to do it. Let's just... that one's really long. I have a feeling we're going to skip. That's way too long. That's way too long. All right, pick a number. 1, 2, or 3. 1, 2, or 3. All right. 1, 2, or 3. One of them's really long. So I don't know if we're going to be able to do that one. I think we might... Let's do Ben Black. Let's do Ben Black. Ben Black.
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
Who'd you vote for, Ben? Because depending, you might not be who you think you are. You might not be Ben Black. You might be Ben White. You don't know, apparently. That might not be your real name. Okay. Get it? Get it? All right, number 2. Ben Black, number 2. This is called... Ben says, not that guy. You're not that guy, pal. You're not that guy. Yeah. Not that guy. Oh, my God. Good man. Okay, here we go. This is called Screw Body Positivity. Here we go. Talk about the dick draft.
What's in the box?
Literally screwing body positivity. Here we go.
I'm sure you guys have been seeing that video circulating around where the girl was like, screw body positivity. I don't want to be fat anymore. Something along those lines. And I think that just goes to show how body positivity has turned into this like catch-all for people when...
You don't say. You don't say. It turned into a catch-all. Oh my God. You mean the movement guy hijacked by fucking woke tards and people that are desperate for friends? Okay.
That wasn't the original intention of it.
No shit. It was for amputees and burn victims and shit. And then fat people took it over because it's easier to change your hashtag than your habits. I like donuts. Let me put a pound sign before. Let me hashtag body liberation. I need to liberate my body. The only way you're liberating your body is by putting on sweatpants so you can eat some donuts. Not her, but in general. Okay.
Is for representation of marginalized bodies. And now we have had to come up with these, new words and these new meanings and these new phrases to...
You don't have to keep on coming up with new words and new phrases. No, you don't have to. You're doing that on purpose. You're trying to revise history and create these new things that just don't fucking exist to suit your fragile egos.
Separate from what body positivity has turned into. Like, I don't even subscribe to body positivity anymore. I subscribe to diversity and inclusion and representation of all bodies. And if you're not with that, get out.
Shut up, bitch!
All right. You don't got to tell me twice. All right, we're out. You don't got to tell me twice. Let's do another one. Let's do another one. Kill it with fire. Kill it with
eyes, Chico. They never lie.
Okay, here we go. Pick a number. Schwam or stu? Schwam or stu? Schwam or stu? Schwam, stu, three, four, five, six, seven, ocho. Come on. Hey, Anubis alum. Ve al puto gimnasio. Y tú también. Ve al puto gimnasio. All right, let's see. That's a good question. Jack, does that include ripped folks? Yeah, it's like, I mean, don't marginalize my swole body. Does my swole body offend you? Probably. Good. I want to get so fucking swole that it offends someone. I want my body to offend other people. I want my body to be I want my body to make you feel insecure. You know what? Fuck you. Fuck anyone that's watching this shit. Oh my God, that person's in better shape than me. Goddamn right. Come play catch up. Goddamn right. It's like, I don't want anyone to feel bad about themselves, but you're going to, and that's on you. It's not on me to make, I'm not making you feel bad about yourself. You're doing that to yourself. You're looking at someone who takes care of their health, and then you're like, I feel bad about me. Well, do better for yourself, and then you don't feel bad. I'm not saying you're going to look like me. I'm not saying I'm a better person than you. I certainly have better habits. And we can make the argument about being a better person. Depends on who you're talking about. Get it? Get it? Not talking eugenics. Calm the fuck down. Definitely have better habits. So that's the whole supremacy thing that people get twisted. It's like, you think you're better than fat people? I have better habits. I'm not making like a moral argument, but I certainly take better care of myself. I don't eat as many cookies. I lift some fucking weights, and I definitely live my life in a better manner that respects my flesh basket. That's for fucking damn sure. I don't succumb to fragile victimhood. And that's the real minority, right? Isn't that crazy? So you have like 80% of the population is overweight or obese. What population of what percentage of the population, not that goes to the fucking gym, that's like muscular, that's like in great shape? Some people say, like, I think it's like 3%, maybe 2%. I think it's a lot less people than you realize. Because those that like 80% are overweight or obese, but a lot of people just don't go to the fucking gym. Like there might not be overweight or obese, but they're just soft, skinny fat. Swear to God, it's like 2%, 3%. Anyone that says more, it's like, I doubt it. Like, what's that? It's a couple million people. It's a lot of people. It's a lot of fucking people. Definitely more marginalized. Definitely more marginalized. Because there's a lot less people that are in great shape. Gina Nicole. I love the phrase, choose your hard. Me too.
Because
being fat is hard for many reasons. Being disciplined with your lifestyle is hard. Choose your hard. Choose wisely. Natty Night, only 22% goes to the gym. Bullshit. Bullshit. 22% of people go to the fucking gym. Bullshit. Bullshit. Maybe 5% of the 22%. I don't know. I think the numbers of and I'm not talking about people that like, oh, I go to the gym once a week. That's not going to the gym. You have a gym membership. That doesn't count. So if you like do a survey, you can't really quantify that. How many people this many people have memberships. 95% of Planet Fitness's memberships don't go. So it's like, you can't count that shit, right? I'm not saying there are fat people that train hard and try to, improve, but I'm saying how many people actually are in a swoller body. All right, let's do this one. Should we do the long one last? Let's do that one first, because if it sucks, I'm going to cut off. We'll do another one. This is called Stitch Fat Cat. It's a stitch. On the screen it says, hence, as a vet, I'm sure you know, just because an individual has an education doesn't mean they use it properly. This is a great example of that. I don't know. This is going to be...
What's in the box?
This is going to be super stupid. Shocker.
In the category of this is a great
Michael
example
Jackson
of
lives.
That, this
Beetlejuice.
Creator. Second of all, I have been summoned because this is my veterinary medicine.
I'm going to pause it right there. If you're just listening, this person is absolutely the type of person that gets summoned. All right. I'm just going to put it out there. She goes, I have been summoned. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. She is absolutely the type that gets this. You do not call this person. You do not call upon her. You have to summon her. You have to summon her with candles, the blood of a hen, you know, the feet of a crow. You need to have like a stew in a cauldron and to be churning this and like the eyes of a newt. Right? That's what you... A newt. Like, that's what you need. Like, she absolutely has to be summoned. And you have like, you know, different symbols and stuff that you carve and you paint on someone's body with blood and then you know, chanting and incantations. She's absolutely the type that you summon. Okay.
Not the video that I'm stitching, because I will not stitch that to cause more people to go and be mean to this creator. Long story short, that creator...
Long story short proceeds to make a 3-minute fucking TikTok. So anytime someone says long story short, it's like, oh. Strap in, fam. We'll see. If it really sucks, we'll cut it off.
A video.
I want to cut off now.
And someone had commented that for a vet that their cat was fat. And then they posted a funny video back of the cat with a voiceover that says, ouch. The responses to this video that has now gone viral.
You got like 15 seconds to say something.
They're out of pocket. They are so mean. I had made the remark on the video that the comment about, you know, for a veterinarian, that cat is fat. That has the same attitude as people who are fat phobic and fat shame fat human healthcare providers. And people immediately were like, oh, but humans and animals aren't the same. That's not what I said.
Oh, don't close up.
People use fat pets and pet obesity as a reason and a gateway to shame owners. It's not about the pet. Never in the history of ever, when I was in vet school, when we talked about pet obesity and fat pets, was it...
Pets are fat because of their owners. They're fat because their owners feed them shit. They're fat because their owners feed them shit. Most people feed their dogs and cats hard, dried, shit fucking food. That's why the cats are fat. That's why the pets are fat. That's why the pets are fat. If you have a diabetic cat, it's because you fucking destroyed your cat.
In a neutral way. It was always something along the lines of, yeah, well, that fat dog, it probably needs more exercise just like its owner.
Based.
Yeah, I can stand to lose a few pounds. I'm sure its owners is the same. Fat is not morally good or bad.
I always pause this when it says the morally. Fat is not morally good or bad. If you have it in itself, the fat having a lot of extra body fat, I actually disagree. I think it is morally bad. Now, the reason why I say that is anything in isolation. You can't take this in isolation like, oh, here's 5 pounds of fat in my hand. Or you have a picture, you have a white wall in a back, like how they take pictures for sneakers, for displays, right? You have it in this little like case or like a green screen or a white wall backing, right? Because you're putting it on like Shopify or something. So if you have a pound of fat, is that good or bad? It's like, it just is, right? That's fat. That's made of what it's made of. But if you have tons of extra body fat, it's sloth. It's laziness. It's gluttony. It's lack of discipline. It's lack of effort. It's lack of, any kind of management or investment or challenging, or it's just succumbing. It's succumbing to life. It's succumbing to the negative forces that are around all of us. So actually, like the result of having that, it's not... These lunatics make the argument that fat in itself, fat is not morally good or bad. Well, having 400 extra pounds of it is. So it's like, stop trying to manipulate it. Stop trying to manipulate people. I'm not going to have it. I'm not standing for it. I'm not standing for this shit. Shut the fuck up. Why is your hair translucent purple? There's no need for that. No one wants to look at you. Stop forcing people to look and be like, God, what the fuck is that? That's the only reason that people look at someone with dyed hair. Because you look and like, man, I'm glad I don't have that. Man, I'm glad I never dyed my hair fucking neon purple. I'm really glad. Who would do that? Why would that person do that? I'm glad I don't have those thoughts in my head. That's why people look.
And when we think about human public health studies that look at how obesity is directly affected by access to healthcare, environmental wellness, all of these other environmental factors, it is absolutely asinine to exclude all of those things when it comes to veterinary medicine. I will not stand for people using medical fat phobia to be mean to people. Because you want to know who doesn't give a shit about being fat? The pet. And yes, every single fucking person will say, yes, but it's about advocating for the pet's well-being. It's not fair for them to suffer. People almost make that exact comment on this video. The reality.
Okay, I'm done.
Matt Damon.
Are there any women here today?
Done. Enough. All right, let's move on to the last one. I'm not listening to more about, like, fat cat is fat phobic. And shut the fuck up. If you have a fat fucking cat, stop feeding your fat fucking cat fat fucking shit. Chances are you're fat. If you have a fat pet, chances are you're fat because you're poisoning both of you. And most people eat like shit and then feed their pets processed shit. Oh, but it's science diet. Yeah, it comes in a fucking crusty bag. Your dog has like big, bulging, foam inflated shits all the time because it's literally shitting out styrofoam. Have you looked at the back of what it's in the science diet, it's reinforced, all these things. Give your dog some fucking beef and some goddamn liver. Give your dog real fucking food. There's no such thing as dog food and human food. There's just food. You should be eating the same and you're giving your dog the same fucking shit. Aside from the couple things that no one really should be eating, the stuff that's going to kill your dog. Don't give them coffee or chocolate, but you really shouldn't be eating a lot of that shit anyway. My God. Jesus Christ. Fuck. The stupidity is just mind-bending. Mind fucking bending.
Bullshit. All of it.
My God.
What's in the box?
This is called If You're Afraid of Gaining Weight. Let's see if we can bring this. There's no bringing this ship back into port. We're out to sea. This is like this is like the Odyssey. You know, we're just getting blown right back out. Someone opened the bag of wind. We're fucked. Back to square one.
If you are afraid of gaining weight, or you are concerned that weight gain will lead to a less healthy or less enjoyable life,
just watch this video and you'll never eat again.
first, I want you to know that you are not alone. Second, I want you to recognize where those belief systems came from.
Facts. They came from facts. And laws of nature and gravity and shit. Continue.
Hint, probably society and diet culture. Third, I want you to take the time to...
Probably your mother who ruined you.
Unpack your own fat phobia and weight stigma. Each one of us experiences it to some degree, and it's our responsibility to unlearn it. Stick with me over the next few weeks where we really dig deep into what weight stigma and fat phobia are, ways and tools and interventions to help us make sure that those things are unlearned so that they no longer interfere with our day-to-day.
The only digging deep that's happening is stuffing the fupa into the genes here. No, but my diet culture, but my thyroid. Oh, it's my thyroid. That's why I'm fat. It's my fucking thyroid. Well, let me tell you something. A lot of people, you'll hear this all the time. How many of you people hear thyroid stuff all the time? Now, some of you might be listening like, well, my thyroid is fucked up. Well, why is it fucked up? Why? It's because of all the endocrine. Your thyroid is part of your endocrine system. It's all these endocrine disruptors in the food, in the water, in the shampoos and conditioners and deodorants and household cleaners, the materials, the polyesters. It's in everything that you're fucking surrounding yourself with all the time. So it's fucking up your endocrine system, not just your thyroid. It's all your fucking hormone. It's all your endocrine organs. That's just the hormone that's responsible most directly for regulating metabolism. But it's not like, hey, my thyroid is just broken. It's because you fucking broke it. Maybe your parents fed you shit until you were 15. But guess what? Right now you're an adult, so you can make the choice to move forward. And a lot of people that have thyroid issues literally just start eating fucking beef and eggs and cut out all the shit. And guess what? They lose fat. Why? Because your body just can't hold on to shit when you're eating quality food. Your body will heal if you give it the chance. Sooner rather than later, because you can have damage that's irreversible. But anyway, the thyroid excuse, and I'm not trying to make light of anyone that has an actual condition, but we can agree that most conditions are environmental, meaning what you did to them over the course of decades. It's your fault. Or if it's not your fault, it's your responsibility. So, okay, maybe you got into someone T-boned you, you got into a car accident and a bunch of things are fucked up. Okay, maybe it wasn't your fault. Luck of the draw, it sucks. But what you do from this moment forward is your responsibility. So then what are you going to do about it? That's a tough path, right? That's a steep, rocky fucking hill, and most people won't climb that. They'll just feel sorry for themselves, and they'll play the victim. Oh, my thyroid's fucked up. You know, it's diet culture, and everyone else is mean to me, and it's everyone else. Oh my God, we just have to look at things differently. We have to unlearn. No, you have to get off your fucking ass and put in some goddamn work and stop feeling sorry for yourself. You need to feel some fucking shame for your pathetic mindset on things. Slap yourself across the tits and get to fucking work. Are you going to be a supermodel on the runway and be able to bench 400 pounds? Maybe not. But you're going to feel so much better about yourself. You're not going to let the world win. You're not just going to succumb to this sickness that's infecting our fucking country and the world. Enough. Right? Enough. What are you doing about it? Oh, but your thyroid, or but your this. Oh, but your problems? Cool. You're the only one in the world that has problems. Isn't that amazing? You are the only person in the world that has problems. Whoa, tell me more about your problems. I'd love to hear. Tell me more about your problems. Interesting. Man, I've never had a problem. Tell me more. I'm really curious. Oh my God, that must be so stressful for you. You had something happen to you that's out of your control that you would prefer didn't happen? Oh my goodness. Tell me more. That's unique to the human experience. Your human experience. No one else has experienced that before.
Everybody knows you never go full retard.
All right, let's give away today's Swole card. Let's fucking go. Here we go. Let's get the thyroids going. Who's got a thyroid? I'm the only one that ever has the problems. But my diversity. But my oppression. Jeffrey! Or just Jeff. Can we call you Hefe? Hashtag but my thyroid. Congratulations, Swole Slut. Hold on, I got a burp. Oh my God, so fucking satisfying. Very nice.
I gave it a 10.
All right, everyone, say congratulations. Jeff, congratulations. Send us an email to support@swolenormous.com. Swolecard 24 Schwam. In the subject, your mailing address in the body of the email. Fam, we got overtime tomorrow with a brand new driving. Congratulations, El Jefe. Congratulations, Mr. Jefe. We thank you for playing. Win an epic Swole card. Congratulations. Please join us tomorrow for our next live stream episode 2492 for Fuck'em Friday. Thank you so much for joining us today on the Daily Swole. I am your host, Papa Swolio. We have some piano cock coming up in just a few moments. If you have a soundboard request, please drop that in the live chat down below.
Well, folks, eliminate one tax loophole. out of $1.6 trillion worth. $1.4 trillion worth. Out of $1.4 billion, $1.4 billion.
60% of the time, it works every time.
That doesn't make sense.
Oh, I tried to burp with the beat. Oh god, I threw up my mouth a little bit.
Don't forget to wash where the sun don't shine.
Mr. Strickland.
Oh, tainty man. Tainty man. Daddy loves you, Rufus. I love you, buddy. Wake up, Rufus. Wake up. Hi, Bubba. You woke up. Hey, tainty man. Tainty man.
I arrived in America's airport with clothing, US dollars, and a jar of gypsy tears to protect me from AIDS.
I'm sorry, Howard. Howard got an epic finger banging today. He got finger banged. Sorry, buddy. Here we go. Quick release. Ooh, I got a new aluminum plated quick release. Ooh, absolutely unfucking defeated. Thank you so much. Coast to coast, LA to Chicago. Fam, thank you for being here. Join us, SwoleNormousX.com, because if you are not a member of the fam, you fucking chodes. Fucking people.
I don't believe you people.
What do you mean, you people? If you're not a member, you're going to miss out on overtime, which means you're going to miss out on the brand new Driving While Gaining right after tomorrow's live stream. Will be live in the morning around the same time, so make sure you're ready for that. We'll send you out a Swole text if you're a member. You get notified, so you never miss a live stream. And share the show with your friends. Leave us a 5-star review, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all that good shit. Links down below for submitting a question, for joining the fam, all that good shit. And overtime is going to be fucking lit tomorrow. I can't wait. We'll see you then. Peace, McGee's. Deuce, Magoose. Ya boy. Papa Swolio. Oh, 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 oh.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808s, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock crashing. Like an IPO, trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I give rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now they king left and they so mad, it's like
then yeah, I found that young king with my crown at 10 racks in the fanny pack, couple hundred in the Louis bag.
that's a bed that you made, that's a bed that you made, that's a bed that you laid, that's a bed that you laid. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint, you. What the fuck is you saying? I only go where they pay. What kind of game is you playing? Yeah, whoa, my shit is relevant. Our topic, my melanin is popping. I'm taking skeletons out closets and making new deposits.